All right, Algebra 2, here we go. We are in officially the last section of Chapter 7. All right, so we're in Section 8, Chapter 7. You can see our title here is Curve Fitting with Exponential and Logarithmic Models. That's like a full sentence title there. I'm just going to cut right to it. We are using a lot of calculator features in this section, so you must have your calculators. The key thing is really we're going to be doing a lot of this calculator stuff together in class. So I need to make sure that you bring your calculators to class basically the day that I'll be checking these notes. Okay, so on that day, we will be doing 2 of the example problems together in class, so I can really guide you through and just make sure that you understand exactly what buttons to push, and everything should work out totally fine. All right, so on this first page right here, everything that you see highlighted must be written down. Okay, if you want to write it all down verbatim, great, more power to you. I like that. But at the bare minimum, you must write what is highlighted. Okay, so take the time to do that right here. I'll be checking it when I check your notes. Let's get into the example problems. By the way, the first example problems, everything we're going to need is in this first note right here. Okay, so everything after that pertains mainly to the rest of the section and using calculators and again, what buttons to push and the order to push all this stuff in. So there you go. All right, so first 2 example problems. Not too hard right here. It's a basic premise. And what we're looking at is just using some simple division, and we are focusing on the f of x values. You could think of it as the y values, okay? Because they're basically saying determine whether y is an exponential function of x, but the way that the textbook will give it to you is always this is f of x. It's the same thing in this case as y, so think of it like that. So how do we do this? We are going to take the second y value. In this case, the second y value is 4. And then we're going to divide it by the first y value, 2.6 with a bar repeating on that. Okay, so we're going to set this up as 4 over 2.6 with a bar repeating. We're going to figure out what that is. Then we're going to set up the third y value, which is 6, and we're going to divide it by the second y value, which is 4. And we're going to see if these 2 fractions equal the exact same value. Okay, so plug these into our calculator, and you are going to get a 1.5 right here. You're also going to get a 1.5 right here. Because these values are the same, you then will have a final answer of yes, y is, as it's asking, an exponential function of x, because you're creating a ratio that is the same throughout all the given values. Okay, so take the second y, divide it by the first, get that answer. Take the third y, divide it by the second y, get that answer. We did that. And right here, both of these ratios were the exact same value, both 1.5. So therefore, yes, this works. All right. Another one, same concept here, real easy. Let's take the second y value, which is a 2, divide it by the first y value, which is a -3. Take the third y value, which is a 7, divide it by the second y value, which is a 2. I can guarantee you looking at this right now should notice this is not going to equal the same ratio. 7 over 2 is going to equal a whole number with a remainder. 2 over 3 is just going to equal a 0.6 repeating, not to mention the fact that the first value is a negative, second value is a positive. So there's a couple things going wrong here. So because they will not equal identical ratios, this one is a no. So it's not going to work out to be y as an exponential of x. Okay, now what I need you to do is just take the time to copy these next two example problems down. So that's example problem 3 and example problem 4. Copy those into your notes. That is all of this right here and all of this right here. Copy these into your notes. I'll be checking it. And then in class, I will teach you how to use the calculator for both of these problems, how to create, whether they're asking for an exponential regression or a logarithmic regression. And then from that equation, we're then going to be graphing it. And then we're going to be using a second equation, in this case over here with the number 2000 and over here with the number 8. And then we will be determining a final answer. So there's multiple things here. We're going to need to use the calculators to make a table, then the calculator to create the exponential regression equation, graph that, graph the 2000, where do they cross, and then get a final answer solution that we'll write down. We're going to do the exact same thing for example problem 4, except that one is a logarithmic regression. All right, take the time to do that in class. After I check the notes, we will walk through these two example problems together, and that will cover it. All right, you guys got this. Work hard, put in the time, ask questions when you have them. You're going to be just fine. All right, I will see you guys in the next one.